Hey, fellow cruisers, just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. Hope you had a great Christmas and holiday season. And we just wanted to drop in and talk about our year in general. It's been quite a whirlwind of a year for 2024.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just wanted to thank everybody for your support, your subscriptions, your watches, and so on, and kind of give this as a little bit of a recap of our 2024 season.
Well, we started this channel almost exactly a year ago now,
Yeah.
and it has really been quite the adventure. We really didn't know what to expect when we were getting started with this. Our goal when that started was we really just wanted to help people plan their travels and experience some of the things that we've experienced when we've traveled. And it's just really become a much bigger thing than we ever really expected.
Oh, definitely. The learning curve has been huge, enormous. From the filming to the editing, I didn't know how many hours a day I was going to be putting into the editing process of everything. And then when we're on the cruises and we're on location and ports and so on, trying to get the filming just right and all the redos that we've had to do at ports sometimes.
The tech we've had to learn how to do.
And some of the glitches in the tech, little things like this microphone doesn't work right, those kind of things. Those are some of the learning curves that have been sometimes a struggle, but the end process, at least I hope the end process is shown that we're at least advancing and doing better with each video that we put out.
Plus we've had some amazing travel experiences this year. In 2024, we've traveled to 7 different countries. Most of them have been around the Caribbean, but we also had an amazing trip to Italy this year that we thought was absolutely amazing. We've gone to 13 different port stops. Some of them we've been to in the past, like Cozumel, but some of them were completely new to us.
Yep.
And we've had so much fun visiting these new countries, experiencing these new cultures. It has just been an absolutely amazing travel year for us.
All right, now we're going to talk about some of our favorites here. The first ones coming up would be our favorite ports of call. And for me, I don't know about you, Ann, but for me, Taino Bay would be one of my favorite ports. I mean, it's got the lazy river. It's got pool. I think there's 2 pools there. And there's just a lot to do that's free. It's a great setting. Not too many places I know of have free lazy rivers as well. It's a very chill atmosphere, but if you do want to party, they got a center pool there that has the DJs and all that going on. But you don't even have to leave the port if you really don't want to. And you can make a day of it there and not spend a lot of money. So for me, that's one of my favorites. I don't know about you.
I'm going to say my favorite port that we visited this year is probably one of them that I was most excited to go to, and that was the San Juan, Puerto Rico. Um, we did a walking tour for that one, and we did a self-guided walking tour. I downloaded an app on my phone, and we were following along there. And it was just, I was just so immersed and just really enjoyed the history. We had some great food when we were there.
Yeah,
We met some really cool people, and the architecture was just amazing. Okay, that's kind of my deal. But I just really loved San Juan. I just thought it was an amazing day, an amazing port. And the fact that we were just kind of self-guided and going and walking on our own really allowed us to make it our day. And that's something I really enjoyed about it.
Yeah, and to add on to that, what I loved about San Juan was also how colorful it was. All the different buildings in old San Juan. There's just so much to do and so much to see there, and you really don't have to spend any money there either.
Yeah.
There's a couple of forts. We took the video of the one fort, but there's a second one. If we get back there, we're going to probably go to that fort. So definitely, I would say that is one of our favorites. Now, the question to you guys is, have you been to any ports? What are your favorites? Or if you're just kind of new into cruising and just watching some of our videos, are there any ports that we filmed that you looked at and saw and thought, that's a port I really want to visit? So leave a comment down below and let us know.
Next up, our favorite excursions. So, sometimes when you get off the boat, you do plan things in advance that you want to see. And this year we had some amazing excursions that we took part in. The first one, and my personal favorite, was when we went to Belize and we went to the Lamanai Mayan ruins. Oh my gosh. It was amazing. Now, admittedly, that was also a very adventurous excursion just because of a medical emergency, we had arrived in Belize late. Belize is a tender port. It just so happened they were having some technical issues with the ship in terms of getting people onto the tender port. So we were delayed for hours, and we actually thought that one wasn't going to happen at all.
They actually told people that they could cancel if they wanted.
Yeah, they allowed people, which
Yeah. I think it was one of the gangways doors wasn't working, so they only had one gangway door. So
yeah, anyway. But we ended up going on the excursion, and it was absolutely fantastic. We took a bus trip through the city and got to see a little bit of the city. We had an amazing local lunch with some local cuisine, and we took a boat ride out to the Lamanai ruins. And it was a beautiful Mayan city. We really enjoyed that. Just to see all the history. We saw howler monkeys when we were there, which was really cool. Just the wildlife, the whole experience was absolutely amazing. But I will say, admittedly, the best part was when we came, for me, was when we came back to the cruise ship because it was dark by the time we got back. And so we had to tender back to the ship. Now, we were 3 hours late from the original departure time, but because we were on an official sanctioned MSC excursion, they waited for us, which was really cool. But we got to go back, thankfully, yeah. But we got to go back to the ship at night, and so it's out in the ocean. All the beautiful lights are on. There was a full moon that night, so the reflections on the ocean were just amazing, and it was just an absolutely wonderful end to what turned out to be a really cool day. And especially since in the beginning of the day, we weren't sure it was going to happen. So it ended up being absolutely amazing. So that was my favorite excursion of the year. How about you?
for me, I would say Roatan.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to go to Roatan. We've thought about it, and we got the chance to go down there, and we booked an excursion. I believe it was with Charlie's Roatan Tours. We're not affiliated or anything.
Shout out to Charlie.
Shout out to Charlie. We're not affiliated or anything. We just liked what they offered. But we had a private tour with just the two of us. They had one driver, and they literally took us and drove us around wherever we wanted. We went to see the monkeys and sloths and the macaws.
Which were amazing.
This were so incredibly cool. You got to do it if you ever get down there. And then from there, we had a little tour of the island. They took us around to West Bay, West End. We got a private beach club, a couple of loungers there right on the beach. So we were able to relax and go swim in the ocean and have a chill afternoon. And the price was incredibly worth it. It was not that expensive either. We weren't packed on a bus or anything. We had this personal driver, and I just really enjoyed it. And I really would love to go back down there because there's so much to do in Roatan, and it's a beautiful place. So for me, that was kind of my bucket list, so to speak, port that I wanted to always visit, and I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, it really was. That was also an amazing. They're two very different excursions, but yet at the same time, wonderful experiences. So, what excursions have you gone on that have just been absolutely amazing, or excursions that we've done other than those, or even those that you thought were amazing? Just leave that down in the comments below. What you enjoyed for excursions.
And then now our last category, most surprising moments for 2024. And I'll start off. It wasn't even actually a cruise. It was when we took a trip out to Las Vegas earlier this year. And we went out to, we rented a car and we went out to Death Valley. And, the things you think about with Death Valley, you think nothing but desert and sand dunes, those kind of things. And it was, they had those spots, but where we went, it was anything but. We went to actual Death Valley, and they had some flooding a few months prior. So they actually had about a foot of water in what was the ancient lake called Lake Manly, which is the basin of Death Valley. And it was just pristine. You had this glass. Yeah, you had this glass look over the lake. The mountains were reflecting off of it. It was just spectacular. So for me, that was my one of my moments that I was like, oh, wow, kind of an aha moment.
Yeah, for me, probably the most surprising moment, and for me, was going to Italy. And again, not really a cruise, but definitely it was a bit of a dream trip for me. I am a history teacher by profession. And so being able to go to all of these amazing places that I teach about, from Florence Venice, being able to see the actual David statue, being able to be at the Colosseum and all of these places that I teach about in my classroom all the time. It was just so amazing to just be there and just soak in that amazing experience. And that's my favorite part of traveling in general is just going to these places and seeing all of the history and the culture and all the amazing things that are there. The second thing for me that was most surprising was actually the first time we got recognized. It was really wild. We were on the MSC seashore, and some people came up to us and they recognized us from some of our videos, and it was such a humbling experience for me. That had never happened before, and it was very surprising moment for me, and just was really touching, and it was an amazing part of 2024.
All right. So what are we doing for 2025?
Uh-oh, what are we doing?
I bet it's going to be more cruises.
Probably.
We've got a number of cruises planned for the beginning of the year already. And so I can't wait to get back on another cruise.
We're not gonna tell you where. You'll just have to wait and see. Yep. But we've got a lot of great adventures planned. So what adventures do you have planned for the coming year? Or better yet, what would you like to see us or where would you like to see us go? Put that down in the comments below. We still have some options available and some thoughts, but we'd love to hear what you'd like to see.
Yep, for sure. And along with that, we just got off a Christmas cruise. So watch out for those videos coming in the next few weeks.
Thank you so much for watching our videos, subscribing, and supporting our channel through this year. Please know we really appreciate it. We're very grateful for all the support and kind words, and hope that we can help you with your travels into 2025 and beyond. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.